Hello and a happy frightful welcome
Happy
to
Halloween.
Country Stitchers. I'm Liz.
Hi, I'm Deb.
And we're going to do some stitching.
We're going to do some, I was going to say Halloween stitching, but I'm going to be working on Christmas.
And I'm working on puppies, so no, but it is Halloween and we are stitching.
Yay!
I'm going to be out looking at ghouls and vampires.
And I have my little
tonight.
Halloween hat on. Yeah, you're going to be out and about.
Tip your head down again because it shows up.
Oh,
really.
does it?
Yeah, tip forward. Look down. There you go. It's all flashy.
It's flashy.
It is.
Yes.
Deb came back from a trip and became a witch.
Yes.
Witch.
Which is which?
Oh, you know.
All right. What?
Carly is a witch.
Oh, is she?
A vampire witch. She has this collar that goes around and stands up and looks like a spider web. And then this long black gown with a spider web bodice and a spider belt. And it goes all the way to the ground. It is so cute.
Aww.
I was just thinking, I was trying to remember what her hat looked like.
Yeah.
But she has
Does she have a hat to wear?
I think it's a black hat that came with it.
Okay.
And she said she wasn't sure she was going to wear it. I said, oh, I think it sets the outfit off. And Casey is wearing what I would call a Celtic dress. It's one of the robes. Do you remember that stitching pattern that was out that had, I think it was a Mirabilia. It had 4 Celtic ladies, or Celtic, however you pronounce it. And each one had a different color robe on. No. They were seasonal. Well, anyway, it's sort of like that. So she looks like she came out of the Renaissance.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like a burgundy. Very pretty.
That's neat. Well, we don't get a lot of trick-or-treaters back here because we're at the very, very end, of the road on a cul-de-sac. So, but Liz is going to stop by with the girls, so that's exciting.
We're trooping over.
Yes.
It'll be fun. And I'm going to take them around, which I haven't taken them for the holiday yet. So that'll be fun.
Yeah. We took Rhett a couple weeks ago to their church. They had trunk or treat, and he this year is Peter Pan. So that was cute.
It was adorable.
Yeah.
At first when I saw it, I didn't see his sword because he was being held, and he looked like little Sprout on Jolly Green Giant.
And I can see that too, yes.
He had a little green cap on, and I thought, oh, he's a little Sprout.
Yeah.
And Deb goes, Peter Pan. And I went, he's Peter Pan.
And McKenna is going to be Wendy.
Aww.
We have our soup competition this weekend, so everybody has to dress up for that because you get prizes. So she's going to be Wendy. Connor's going to be a Lost Boy.
Aww.
And then Red will be Peter Pan.
Oh, fun.
Guess what I'm going to be? I didn't feel like buying a costume, so I was asking around. And my one coworker, she used to work at Starbucks. And so she has the Starbucks hat, the apron.
Oh my gosh.
And I ordered one of those pretend little headsets. I'm going to be a barista.
So you can answer all the orders at the door?
Yes.
That's fun.
Hello, welcome to Starbucks. What would you like today? What can I get for you?
Venti caramel macchiato.
Oh, you should try one of our seasonal drinks. They're so yummy.
Oh, guess who has seasonal drinks out? This is way off topic. I'm at the grocery store with Kevin. Ice drinks, you know, the bubbly ice drinks?
Oh, yes.
They have out a limited edition holiday fall collection, and it had crisp apple.
Oh,
it has like 5
gotcha.
flavors. I said to Kev, oh, I'd love to try that. He goes, that will never sell at home. I said, okay, let's go with the general one right there. But yeah, because I might have drank 2 while I was there.
Oh, okay.
But he's saying that those won't get cleaned up. So okay. But it looks good. I'm going to see if they have it around here. I don't know if it was a local distributor thing or if it's around.
Well, I think I found another thing of Oreos for you. Pumpkin spice? Have you ever?
I saw those.
We've never tried those,
no,
right?
I didn't buy them, but I did see them.
I saw them. Oh, where were they? They were at CVS.
Okay.
I saw them, yes. And I didn't get them for you because they weren't on sale yet.
I was going to say, CVS prices.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, oh my gosh, let me show you what I'm working on. Hopefully you'll pick up your stitching. Please let us know in the comments. We love to hear what you're working on. Thank you so much for joining us. This is what I'm going to do today. This is my third phase. Yes, this is phase 3 of the Little House Needleworks buildings. I'll just kind of go slow for you. Let me back up for a second because the filling station Oh, never mind. I didn't get there yet. Okay. I'm showing you what I just finished. I just finished the quilt shop. So I have one more shop to do, and that one is the ice cream shop. And I want to say a big thank you to Lori. She's the one that sent that to me. It's so cute. I didn't even know they had it. So I'm going to add the ice cream shop, and then phase 3 will be finished. So quilt shop, clocks. Okay, thank you. Groceries, mercantile, the school, grandma's house, I think they call it. And then that's the filling station, which I'm going to put Frank's place up in that green area because my dad loved to work on cars and trucks. So that was definitely his hobby.
Is that where
the post
Brian
office
got it, huh?
Yeah. Yep. This is 32 count raw natural. Most of it is stitched over 2, but a lot I do have over 1, like the little doggy right there, the car, the truck, the people at the school, the little swing set. Some of the trees are just kind of freehand. The snow is in my favorite white called Grits, and I only do a tent stitch for the snow, 2 strands over 2. And I do add a lot of back stitching to my buildings.
Yes, she does, which is what makes them so pretty when you're done.
I do love to back stitch.
I was about to tell you, if you keep that up, you're not going to get any stitching done.
True. True. Let me show what you're working on, because this is super cute.
Yes.
And we haven't seen it in a little while.
No, I pulled him out when we did our whips, and I kept him out. This is called Dog Pile, and it's by Ink Circles.
So cute. Oh.
And that's called Vintage Green.
Oh my gosh.
Vintage Antique Green, excuse me.
Okay.
And this is 28 count I'm stitching this on.
Okay. So cute. And all DMC.
Yes,
Nice.
that's the easy part.
Nice.
DMC all the way. And not a huge palette. I think I have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 10 colors.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the one I finished.
And I am stitching it exactly like they did. I just thought it was cute the way it is. So.
Yes.
And for anybody who is joining us for the first time, those are called magna clips.
Oh,
and
yes.
I wear them when I stitch because they magnify everything, but the nice part is they sit over my bifocals, so I get a little extra magnification through the bifocal too.
Oh, there you are.
When I went,
I dropped my rat's nest.
oh goodness. When I went to see Kevin this past weekend,
yeah, we've both been away.
Yeah, we both had weekends away, and same timeline too. It was funny. The day that I was sitting stitching, Carrie was working. It was Friday. I think Kevin and I, we might not have been fishing yet, so I was stitching, and I walked up to the kitchen counter, and Carrie took a break for lunch, and we were just sitting around nibbling on something, and without thinking, because when I wear my thimble, it just goes on, it stays on until I'm done stitching, right?
Yes.
So I'm at the counter, and I have my ultra thimble on my finger.
Oh my gosh.
And Carrie goes, she leans forward, she crosses her brow a little bit. She says, "Tell me you don't keep a needle in your finger."
Oh.
I said, "What?" She goes, "Is there a needle in your finger?"
Oh
so what
my
I think
gosh.
she saw was from the side. She just saw the edge of my thimble.
Oh my gosh.
And she thought I somehow tucked it in there while I wasn't stitching.
Oh, that's
I said, no,
funny.
it protects me from that.
But you have slept with those?
I have.
mean...
I have. I did tell her about the one that went down the sink at the Langford Hotel, however. I said, I'm still waiting for that thimble. That's a wicked laugh on a Halloween day. Yes, that
Practicing my witch
would
laugh.
be my responsibility there.
Oh my.
So I got a snap from Carrie this morning in Minnesota, and she said yuck, and in the background of the video was rain, a very light but certainly wet rain, but through the raindrops were big white flakes.
Oh.
I said, oh my gosh, that reminds me of Halloween in Illinois. It used to either rain or freeze on Halloween.
I cannot wait for snow. I hope and pray we have a winter this year.
Me too.
We probably will this year because we're supposed to have a back, like a porch kind of thing put onto our house.
So now it'll get really nasty.
Yeah, because that'll delay the construction. So of course we'll get snow this year.
Definite.
Oh, but you know what? I don't care. I'd still be happy. I want snow.
Yes.
Oh.
Kevin said something about, yes, you like to look at it, but I have to move it. And I said, well, I get that. And I understand with Rick having to snow blow the driveway and everything and shovel. But I said, how about we agree that it's just a light snow that doesn't accumulate on the concrete, just on the grass.
But yet is 3 foot deep.
Yes.
Okay.
Everywhere but where you have to shovel. So we could
man.
agree on that. Won't happen, but we'll agree on it.
I know I said something earlier today to Rick about snow, and I said tomorrow's November 1st, and so anytime now it can snow. He goes, bite your tongue, that's awful.
Poor guy. Remember when you and I first met, that first 3-4 winters we had?
It was awesome.
We had snow every
Yeah,
winter. And
yeah.
Adam, our chocolate lab, he was big chocolate lab, American lab like Leroy is. His shoulders were tall enough that he could walk up to the dining room table while I was eating, slide his nose under my arm, and just sort of say, hey, remember me? What are we having?
Yeah.
And I'd look down and there'd be this little muzzle. He wouldn't even touch me. He was just checking it out. And he was just ginormous. And he would go out and run through the snow and make like a little channel in it because he was so tall. And he'd have this little path and he would just run that path. He loved it.
Yeah.
And it was even better with a ball. And then Ivan, it still snowed when I had Ivan once or twice, and he liked his eggie. He would pop this big resin egg-looking toy up on top of the snow and then keep it on top of the snow in front of him the whole time he ran around the backyard.
Yeah.
So I got a fishing license up in Minnesota
Yeah, you did a lot of fishing.
and caught some bluegill. Lots of bluegill. Oh my gosh, one of them looked like the size of a minnow. And the way he was pulling, at one point you'd have thought I had a 10-inch bass on there. The bobber was going everywhere, and that fish, I kid you not, it was like 3.5 inches long.
He was a fighter though, wasn't he?
Kevin was so cute. While we were fishing, and we fished with leeches, which I have never done before and didn't even know it was a thing. And they stay on your hook much longer and better than a worm. So that was nice, but Kevin was nice enough to do it all for me. I didn't have to play with them.
Ugh. No, thank you.
They are weird little creatures.
So I had Rhett overnight and then I had him yesterday. And he has this bike that it doesn't have pedals to it. Like he can touch the ground and just go. That kid, I swear he is going to be riding a bike. No training wheels, nothing. He's so good. His balance is so good.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. He loves that thing so much.
The way he used to go after his toys, even when he was still crawling, he just never hesitated to climb up on something.
Oh yeah,
he's a go-getter.
He is. Oh man. And we went over there to the school, to the middle school, where you used to live, like over that way. You know that path, right? That's a long path.
It is. It's 0.7 miles or something.
That little boy made it the whole way.
No kidding.
I could not believe it.
He walked the whole trail.
The whole trail.
Wow.
and then up to the parking lot where the car is.
That's almost 1 complete mile then.
I couldn't believe his little legs were still going.
Oh, that's
And then he fussed when I took him off of it.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, he wasn't even done yet. I thought,
wow.
Good grief.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that was.
The reason I know the length is because that's where Rick and I walked after my first back surgery. For my recovery, we would finish dinner, go up there, and I'd take that nice long path.
It is nice. It's nice.
Of course, none of the trees were nearly that big then.
Oh, really?
Because this was only 8 years after the school was put in.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
And then they added the park after that. So
it's so pretty.
it has grown up tremendously.
Yeah. I couldn't believe he made it the whole way. I thought, because we had Charlie with us too, and I thought, I don't know if I planned this very well, because I'm probably going to have to be taking care of a toddler, carrying a bike, and a dog on the way home. But it worked out beautifully.
It's just unbelievable. Well, see, when you said the park, my mind was thinking you might have gone over to the church park by the... wherever that was.
Yes.
The den.
Daniel's Den.
Yes, that's where I was thinking maybe you went. That other one, that is Old Home Week for us.
Can't believe it. It'll be November. Oh my goodness.
I'll tell you what else I can't figure out. What's the holiday in All Saints Day that gets the kids off school tomorrow?
Tomorrow?
Is tomorrow?
I don't.
No, they have Friday off. So it's...
Yeah, tomorrow's Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1st of November was All Saints Day. But it's not a holiday.
I don't know.
Me either. I always thought it was funny All Saints Day was on the other side of Hallows Eve, you know?
Yeah.
I think that was an intentional thing, but it's funny.
We went to Rehoboth Beach. They have a Sea Witch Festival. If you watch, or if you're on Instagram, you saw my pictures, but oh my gosh, they have one of the best Halloween parades ever. It is so nice and long. I swear it was 2.5 hours.
Wow.
Then the next day they have a pet parade.
Oh no.
I want to take Charlie next year. You should have seen all the animals.
I can
Oh,
remind me to show you the
my
picture
gosh.
of my god puppies in their costumes.
In fact, you saw it if you were watching on Instagram. There was this guy. I got to show you then, okay? So he had one of those dogs. It wasn't a wiener dog. It was, but he was smaller. You know, more of a pointier nose.
Like a basset hound?
Kind of, but smaller.
Okay.
So we had him in this like little, I'll say stroller, but it didn't look like a stroller. He had an Ups hat on, the dog, okay? And then it looked like the dog's arms were holding a package, but it was the costume. So the dog was like standing in the stroller. Then he had on his complete Ups uniform. Oh my gosh, it was awesome.
Oh, that was funny.
So cool. I'm telling you what, those costumes, they were so clever.
And did they award prizes?
They do.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, yeah.
When I
That is
had
such
not
a
thought of
neat
this
weekend.
in it's got to be decades since I thought about this, but when I was, see, we moved when I was 8, so I must have been 6 or 7.
Okay.
We lived in a town called Papillion right outside of Offutt Air Force Base, and it was a tiny little town of, I don't know, if I had to guess at the time, maybe 4,000, 5,000 people.
Yeah.
One cross street downtown, and on one side had the hardware store, one side had the pharmacy, and one side had the bakery, that kind of downtown. So they would do a parade.
That's my kind of town.
Yes, it was awesome to grow up there. And my mom was very artistic. She took 4 pieces of poster board, hand drew the front of the King and Queen of Hearts.
Oh, yeah.
And then painted it and did the back look like the back of a card.
Aww.
And she made little sandwich boards for us.
Oh.
And we were the King and Queen of Hearts.
Queen of Hearts, yeah.
And we had, I don't remember what we wore, probably something red or white, but anyway, we marched through the parade, and I had totally forgotten about Halloween parades till you said that.
Aww.
It was fun.
The only other Halloween parade that I think is right there with it is, of course, Disney. Disney did a great Halloween parade.
Oh, see, I've never been down there for that. I'm sure it's on some program somewhere, right? Would you be able to watch one of them?
Maybe.
I know they had a show once I enjoyed. It was about how they change the seasons in Disney.
Yeah.
And where they keep everything and how fast it happens.
Yeah.
It was mind-blowing.
You can take that tour of the tunnels underneath.
They said something about that.
I've never done it yet, but I would love to.
That would be amazing.
Because see, one time we were there for Halloween. We were there the last part of October, but we stayed into November 2nd.
Okay.
We were there at the park until late at night. Halloween night, right? The very next day, you show up at the park, it's Christmas.
Oh, wow.
It is, really, it is like magical. It's like, how many elves do this at night?
Yes.
I mean, it's incredible. Oh my goodness, it was so cool.
And I was surprised by the number of people that were interviewed in that program. And I'm sure part of it was for publicity, but that had been there 20, 25 years. They like the work.
Yeah.
So it must be at some point or in some areas a really enjoyable place to be.
Yeah. Except when it's August.
Oh yeah, no.
And you're in a heavy, heavy costume. Oh my
Florida,
gosh.
yeah.
Oh, that'd be awful.
I would think just being on that blacktop
Yeah.
as a visitor would be hot.
Yes, it gets warm.
I've not been to Disney World, only Disneyland. Disneyland. I assume, but I don't know, that the overseas Disneys are probably more like Florida. Are they big like Florida?
I have no idea. I don't know.
I was blown away when I found out they actually had them. I thought everybody who went to Disney came here. This is amazing. I like it when it works. When I pulled it out of my whips and thought about doing some more work on it, I cringed a little because remember we were talking about why they become whips?
Yes.
And you're never sure whether you have some big mistake waiting for you.
Yes.
But this
And
is,
do you?
No, this one was doing just fine.
Nice. Yes, I really want to get this finished so I can get it off to the framer. And there's one more piece I'll show you in just a second that I've been working on that I pulled out. And I'd like to get that one finished. So, and then I have a couple things I want to start. Well, more than a couple, but there's only so much time.
So many stitches, so little time.
Yeah, there you go.
And I'm glad I looked down twice because I was about ready to put an X where one didn't go. Imagine that.
No.
I did work a little bit on my jar series while I was
Oh,
away.
good.
Yeah.
That reminds me, in our last video, we have 2 of those to give away. We will do that, not on this video, but our next one that we get together. Our next, shall we say, normal? Because not everyone watches Floss Friends. Don't know why.
Yes. We miss you.
Yes. All right. So I have to show you. Hi, Charlie. So I found a couple things that I thought would be really fun to either start or to seriously think about starting. This is an old one. I mean, this is, gosh. It's called A Very Merry Christmas by Ellen Stauffer. There's got to be a date on here, right?
Yeah.
No, this is an old one. 1988. Woo! But it's just so darn adorable. Look at that. Isn't that neat with all the like kids' toys and the old chest there with the tree, the windows. Now, I think when I stitch it, I am going to bring up the sides, but I'm not going to do the words, and then I'm just going to bring this border across the top then, and not do these in the corner and not do the words. But oh my gosh, that is so cute. I like that one a lot. Then I've had this one kitted up for quite a while. It's called Miss Mary Hadley. This is a Kathy Barrick design. And I fell in love with the colors that she has and also that skirt. Oh, that looks so much fun to stitch. And I already have the fabric. I'm gonna do it on 40 count sheep straw. And a lot of the colors are DMC. I think I probably chose some other ones, but she's super cute. I am gonna change her skin color though, because she's a little too ghosty. She's a little too white for me. So, cause like, look how her
it fades into.
I'm just gonna change that because you can't even like really see her hands very well down there. So
and her neck and collar kind of disappear there.
Yeah, it almost looks like her head's floating.
She's beheaded, yes.
Ooh, it does. It looks like her head's floating. Isn't that weird?
Yep.
Ooh, she's a little spooky looking. Yeah. And then Liz gave me this chart a while ago, and since I finished my other sampler, my littler one, which it's called Remember Me, I think, which I put in a frame I'll show you on the next video. I've got this one out because I love doing those little ones, and this is called the Redbird Sampler. Super cute. Love the colors. I don't necessarily have all of these colors, but I have things that will...
Well, you need to check my store.
Mimic it. Yeah, that's a good idea.
You do. I'm telling you, somebody needs to use that stuff up.
And my friend Tina one time gave me a piece of 52 count fabric, and I have never used it yet. This will be the design for it. So this is Light Exemplar by Lakeside Linen.
Such a pretty
so
color.
we'll try it.
I think that's going to be pretty on there.
It should be with the. I held it up with the colors that I chose, and it looked really sweet. So
the one that was called for was a R&R. Whose was it?
I'll be able to tell you in a second. Patriots Brew.
There you go. It's a brew. I knew it was a brew, but I couldn't remember whose, because there's Brenda's Brew and Patriots Brew.
Yeah.
It's extremely similar to what you have in your hand. I remember that part.
Okay. But I'm gonna try that 52 count and see if I can do it. Oh, that's what I did. So since I didn't have the colors it called for, I started looking through some of the silks, because we have a lot of the
hand-dyed fibers.
Hand-dyed fiber silks, yes. It's good she knows what's going on up there, because so I did find a bunch that I think are going to look really, really sweet. I don't know if I can. Let me see if I can show you these colors. But anyway, I am going to just substitute the hand-dyed fiber silks in the colors that I chose and go from there. And that'll be nice to use the hand-dyed fiber silk, you know, one strand of that on that 52 count, I think. So
yes, it should go really nicely.
I'm gonna try that. Liz and I are gonna be going away soon. We're just gonna take some time for just us and go up to the mountains. So I'm gonna bring this piece along and maybe start it there when we're up there.
Be a good place to work on it.
Yeah.
No distractions.
No distractions. Hopefully.
Snow would be a nice distraction.
Yes, it would.
Sorry, we won't be home until Christmas. We're snowed in.
Oh.
Send a pizza.
That's right.
Please send a pizza.
Or two. Let's do a giveaway.
All right. Let's do it.
We really appreciate you watching our Floss Friends videos. If you are a subscriber, please leave a comment if you're interested in these bundles, and put the word bundle in your comment. Liz and I have 2 Lizzie Kate bundles. There you go. Lots of them in each bundle. And then we also have a Heart and Hand bundle of lots of different patterns that people have blessed us with over the years to pass along to you. These are like little snippets A lot of the monthly ones are in here.
And these are Flip It series, a variety of them.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
all one collection.
Yes. But we've separated them into 3 different bundles, and if you're interested in winning one of these, put the word bundle in your comment, and please be a subscriber. We'll just check for subscribers, and then on our next video, we will let you know who the lucky winners are.
Yes.
Okay. What?
Oh, there we are.
Did you lose your spot?
Yep. And I have my highlighter tape there too, but I moved it and then I wasn't sure if I got the right spot. But that's just because. It's fun sometimes to go back to some of these pieces where you're doing different count fabric. And I remember when I first tried linen and I tried a 28 count, and I remember thinking, wow, this is not hard at all. It's just like 8-0, just got to go in the right hole. And then I started seeing people's work in the guild that they were doing it on, 32, 36. I'm thinking, wow, has such a different look to it, the higher the count. So then I started getting braver, but it really is kind of fun to vary your fabric sometimes.
Yeah, it is. We got back from being away, and Matt was also, he was away, and no sooner pulled into the driveway, and McKenna's like, do you want to come over for dinner, Mom? I'm like, yeah, sure.
Love to.
And that was nice because we hadn't seen Rhett for a couple days, so we went over there and had dinner. And then, we get home and we're getting ready to go to bed, and Logan texts, do you guys want to come over for dinner tomorrow? And I'm like, yeah, I love this. So then we went to Logan's the next night.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, what were the meals?
McKenna, oh my gosh, she made this casserole. It was actually called a Big Mac casserole. So have you ever had a Big Mac? This tastes just like it, but it was actually healthy. It was so interesting. She uses like the veganese, and then there was ketchup in it and pickle juice.
Okay, that would do it.
And there was actually pickles in it doesn't sound good.
So is it like a relish almost?
Almost.
Okay.
And it was like the hamburger was in the casserole, little chopped up potatoes.
Oh, so it wasn't like a tater tot top.
No, it was so good.
I want her recipe.
Yeah, it was very, very good. I think she found it on Pinterest. And then we put it over like a bed of lettuce, and then she had chopped onions and chopped tomatoes to put with it, and then extra pickles. It was so good.
So it's a hot dish, but it's on lettuce.
You don't have to put it on lettuce. We just did.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to. I don't think Matt did, but McKenna and I did.
Okay.
Yeah, it was so good. Yeah. And then Logan and Bree, with Bree being pregnant, she wanted burgers on the grill. So we had burgers on the grill, and then we had steak fries that were sweet potato fries.
Okay.
And a salad.
Nice.
That was very good.
Very nice.
Yep. Yep.
When I was at Kevin's, Deb knows this, he likes smoking meats. That's become his hobby. So I was telling Rick that Kevin gets up and he probably goes to the grocery store once a day, he said, because he goes to the gym and then he tries to decide what he wants to eat for the night, and then for a meat, and then he'll go browse the butcher cabinet, see something he likes, have him cut it differently, whatever. So he's just really chummy with the butcher, but he did a chicken on the smoker that he used a dry rub for, but he taught me, I forget what he called it, but you remove the spine from the chicken with a pair of utility scissors, and then you splay it open onto your grill platter, and all of it smokes or grills evenly. You don't have a round chicken and different temperatures. It's very interesting. I didn't know about that technique. And then, so we had the chicken, and they pulled that. They took the skin off after it was done, and then they pulled the chicken, and we had sides with that. We had a stuffed pork loin smoked on the grill, and a
smash burgers.
And then
That's awesome.
he did some steaks in the smoker as well.
Okay.
That was our last meal that he did, and I had never had a steak grilled after it had been smoked.
Oh, okay.
And that was very tasty too.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And Carrie comes up with awesome salads and veggies, and she likes to broil. We did broiled Brussels sprouts one night with one of the sides. I think that might have been with our steak. Honestly, I can't keep track of what went with what, but it was delicious. Anytime someone says dinner's ready and I didn't have to be in the kitchen, I am there. I'm all about it.
We had our annual pumpkin carving contest that our family does every year, and Logan and Bree came up with the cutest pumpkin this year.
It was awesome.
Since their baby's name is going to be Jonah, it was a whale that, like, the whole center of the whale, the whole inside of the whale is all gone. And then he put a little person to be Jonah in, like, sitting. He's like sitting on the edge of the whale, like inside the whale. It looks like he's in the whale's belly. It is so cool.
It was.
Oh my gosh, that was so neat.
I knew exactly when I saw it.
Yeah, you called it.
Deb sent a video, and she just sort of scanned. I love to see everybody's artwork every year when they do that. And so she scanned the pumpkins lined up, and I saw that little boy inside the whale, and I said, I know who did that.
Yeah, you did. You called it right away. You're like, I know Logan's.
There were some fun ones there.
Oh, yeah.
And it's fun to see the ones that they use the big carving sets on, and the different depths, and they glow or shine through.
Yes.
Those are cool. And then there's always, like Logan's, there's always someone in the contest who comes up with something completely original and not traced on, and those are always cool too.
Yeah.
The girls at our house this year did, and this was a good thing, actually. It wasn't planned this way, but it was nice it worked out. We painted the small pumpkins.
Yeah, that was a great idea.
And they had a good time doing that. Everybody did a completely different take on their pumpkins. It wasn't a traditional just faces on them. And then the last pumpkin painted at the house was a huge one, and it's on the table.
I saw that.
Yeah, Kelsey did her version of the face of the Joker from the movie Joker.
Oh,
so that's what
that was very good.
Yeah. It was a little eerie when I first saw it. I went, ooh, somebody's watching movies.
Yeah.
But, yep, it is a scary looking guy.
It was cute when we were away for the weekend. One of the ladies that is at the shop, her mom has a house in the area. It's in a community, and they were doing a ghost hunt one night. So everybody gets on their golf cart, and we have to go find 25 ghosts. And you're just driving around, and you have your map, and you have the street names and everything. And every time you would find the ghost, you have to write down the house number and the street that it's on. Once you find all the ghosts, you go back to the clubhouse where they have food for you, some treats, and a movie.
So this is done by the housing development.
Yes,
okay.
It's really cool. And then you watch the movie if you want to, and just kind of hang out there and, eat and everything. So you have to pick up your paper at 6:30 and start the ghost hunt. And then when you're done, you head back to the clubhouse, and that's when, you have dinner and all that other stuff. So we're on the golf cart. We had one more ghost to find. One more. And we are a good mile away from the house. And the golf cart dies.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
How many of you were in it?
4 of us.
Oh, my.
Oh, my gosh. It was so funny, but yes, we had to push that darn thing the whole way home. Oh my gosh, it was exhausting, and because they're not easy to push either.
No.
Oh my word, we were laughing so hard, which then made pushing even harder.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, we finally got back to the clubhouse at like 8:45.
Oh my gosh! And nobody came looking.
And we turned in our paper, and I mean, the food was cold by then, which we didn't care. We were so hungry.
I'll bet.
And we got all the desserts. That was fine. It was like, I'll eat the desserts first if you want me to. Oh my gosh, that was a lot of fun. Then they have prizes, like everybody who turned in a paper, it all goes into a hat, and then the first 3 that are pulled out, they get gift cards.
Okay.
It was really neat, but I could not believe it when that
battery
died. It was like, you gotta be kidding. Oh man.
I can't. Can't imagine. The only closest thing I can connect is I was in the grocery store using one of their electric scooters.
Oh.
And I had my basket full. And I was headed towards the dairy section and the ice cream on my way out. And it died at the edge of the butcher. And I'm sitting there and I'm just to myself. And so I got up and I started to head for a basket because I thought at this point, I'm just transferring this to a regular basket and I'll just use that to make my way to the front of the store and be done with it. But as I'm getting up and heading that way, an employee hollered, "I'll be right back." And I thought, oh, lovely. So they brought another scooter.
Oh, good.
And we just transferred it over and off I went. But it was like, phew, somebody bailed me out.
Nice.
But Carly and I had to push my scooter I used to walk Leroy at home. We had to push that quite a distance up the farm path.
Oh, really?
Because I don't know if it was the fact that they hadn't mowed in a while, so the grass was pretty deep, but it wasn't. Okay. It was using all its energy to move.
Working too hard.
Yep.
Yeah.
So once we got out of that and got up on the firmer ground, it functioned again and didn't drain the battery completely. So we were able to drive it back from there. But man, poor Carly. I said, "You want to push?" She looked at me. I said, "I'm only joking." I said, "But you will have to help. I won't make you push me in it."
Oh man. Well, it was so funny because Linda, she's the elder, I guess you would say, of the group. And I always tease her, she's my mom. And she was in there steering.
She was with you?
It was so funny.
Oh
because
my
she's
gosh.
in there steering while we're trying to push it. And we were given these little snack bags when we picked up our papers. She's like eating bugles, and just driving. Doing a good job, girls. Doing a good job. I'm like, oh my gosh.
I can see her doing
It was
that
so
too.
funny.
That is funny.
Meanwhile, we're back there starving and she's eating all of the snacks.
Share.
And then she disappears for a minute, like her head disappears. Because we're pushing, and we're like pushing like this, our heads down because it's hard.
Yeah.
And we look up and it's like, where's Linda? Oh, I dropped my M&Ms. So she's, oh my gosh. Like,
She's
would
not
you
even watching where you're going.
No, and it's like, there's a curb. Oh my goodness.
That's funny.
We laughed. Oh.
Have you ever pushed somebody and had them put their foot on the brake before?
No.
That is the most disconcerting thing. You don't realize that they think that they need to correct wherever the path is. But rather than turn the wheel and realize you're not going to push them fast enough to hit something, I forget who I was pushing, but they put their foot on the brake.
Oh.
And I'm pushing as hard as I can, and it wasn't uphill, and I'm thinking, what? And then I realized, I said, is your foot on the brake? Oh, sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Worst experience I ever had, though, with a car that got stuck was on my way to college. I matriculated my third year of college.
Yeah.
It was pouring rain. I had a gremlin, and there was standing water in the intersection of this very busy 2 cross streets. Mm-hmm. One of them was like a state road, and the other one was a major thoroughfare. So my car flooded out. The water was so deep it flooded, and I'm sitting in the middle of the intersection, and the lights change.
Elizabeth, that you're
I
not
know.
supposed to drive through water.
Well, we did not expect it where we lived to be like that, and that's the weird part, that it all was standing there. So I'm in my nylon skirt on my way to class, and now I'm standing in water, probably over my ankles. See what I mean? It wasn't like super deep, but the way my car hit it, it went in the engine, and so I look up, and there was a news crew.
Oh my gosh.
Filming this intersection because it was so unusual.
Yeah.
They filmed me pushing my car through the. No one volunteered to help.
Oh.
Nope. They
not
got
nice.
their soundbite for their news, and I was in the middle of it, and I thought, oh, I don't like journalists anymore. Could have set your camera down for a couple minutes and helped me, but I did get there. I did have more water in my boots than I wanted, but if that had been snow, who'd have cared, right?
Yeah.
A little snow in your boots, who cares? I'm working around those little Quaker designs, and it's a little more counting involved.
Oh, okay.
It's interesting. I like to just pick up a main color and just go to town with one color and not switch it out constantly. And sometimes that works really well on a particular design, and sometimes you shoot yourself in the foot because if you stitch where you shouldn't, oops.
Oh, yeah.
Forget who I was talking to the other day.
Oh, if anybody asks where I got this hat, I didn't. It's a gift. So I have no idea. This was Linda, who I was telling you about. She's had this hat for a few years, and she always brings it to the Sea Witch Festival, and this year she passed it on. So, because she thought Rhett would really like to see me in it. Charlie, however, doesn't care for it.
Yeah, that was funny, wasn't it?
He did not like that. No, I don't know if it's still. I think it stops after a little while.
Oh.
And because it's not going off now, is
No.
it? Yeah. So, and then you have to turn it back on again. Is it going?
Nope.
No?
Oh, wait. Yep, but it's dim.
It's dim? Okay.
Yeah, I think your battery might be
I probably have to switch the battery.
wearing out a little bit.
But
those little, it looks kind of like those tea lights, doesn't it?
yes. And it's a little watch battery.
Okay.
Like those little round
Yes.
things. That's what you have to
The
put
little
in
button
there.
guys.
Yeah.
Boy, were we on a hunt for those the other day. I forget what the girls got, but they needed them. Those are just not something you always have on hand.
No.
And I said, I do have two types that used to go in some of my candle lights, that like the ones you use. And I said, so I can look, but I said, honestly, I'm not sure. And I couldn't find the exact one he needed. And he says, where do I find them? I was like, well, I know one place you can get them. But I said, I'm sure there are others besides Millstream and...
CVS has them.
Do they? Good to know. Thank you.
Yeah, because I needed one of those specific ones for my doorbell.
Yeah.
And they have different round ones in there,
Okay.
so check there. Yeah.
Initially, I just thought anywhere they would sell like hearing aid batteries or something, you could
Yeah.
find them.
Yeah. Well, Liz, my belly's growling.
Yes, it's getting to be that time. It is fun though to finally get a chance to sit down and do some stitching with you.
Definitely. I know. So fun. All right.
Let me show what I got done. What did you get done?
A little lamppost with some green around it.
Oh,
I want to
cute.
put on some red berries, but I didn't get there yet. But I just worked on the lamppost and then wrapped some of the green around there.
Almost finished the Collie's brown.
Oh,
Got some good work on him done.
cute, cute, cute.
Yeah.
Almost 3 doggies.
Yep, and the next one up is a dachshund, and that's what I used to have, so that'll be fun to do something I had. And then
Yeah.
we had a lab. That's the first
Well,
one
I was going to say, that looks,
Yep.
that there's a Leroy
Yep.
right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then
And then that kind of reminds me of Kevin's dog.
Yeah.
Just white though.
Yep. There's a corgi for sure. Can't miss that shape. And it's just fun to look at these little puppy dogs.
It is cute. All right. Well, don't forget about the bundles if you're interested in winning one of those.
Yes.
And I'm sure we'll be back to do another video before long.
We shall. And enjoy this frightful evening. Have fun with your little ghouly people.
Yeah.
And thanks for joining us. And as always,
Share, enjoy needlework. See ya.
Bye-bye.